So, where's the news on the Sly TV show, right? Surely I'm not the only one waiting for some, right? Please tell me that in the comments. Sly Cooper transitioned from a movie to TV show. We all know that at this point, correct? And we know why. Remember Ratchet and Clank? There you go. But one good thing came out of this. A good thing? What are you talking about, dude? Listen, they could have scrapped Sly altogether due to Ratchet and Clank, but they didn't. There's a rumor going around that the show will premiere on PlayStation Originals, this new channel which will be part of PlayStation View, a streaming service currently exclusive in the US. Apparently, Sony is planning to expand that streaming service in Canada, Mexico, UK. So with that, some of you might think, okay, Sony decided to still allow Sly Cooper to be handled in a different way, you know, to promote their new channel called PlayStation Originals. But I'm not too sure about that. Remember, we had both trailers for Ratchet and Clank and Sly Cooper. Back then, Sony was thinking that both Ratchet and Clank and Sly Cooper deserved movies. Now, of course, the fact that Sony decided to turn it into a TV show, maybe they want to use Sly as a way to promote their new channel, but, if they were really to do that, wouldn't you just think they would rather use like a AAA title, something that's pretty mainstream? Cause you know, Sly is still at the bottom of the barrel, to be honest. So I can't seem to wrap my head around that possibility. I simply believe that Sony is still willing to make a TV show, regardless of their new so-called PlayStation Originals channel. Now I keep saying Sony is making the TV show. Technically no, Sony is allowing it, but Technicolor is producing the show. Just to be more technical. Now Sony is aware that their service, PlayStation View, is having less and less subscribers, but that doesn't mean they will shut it down. That's not gonna happen anytime soon. But out of all this, one thing remains true. Technicolor, the studio behind the Sly Cooper TV show. Remember my past video I posted like a clip of the movie teaser they posted on their website and channel? It had a few tweaks here and there. I won't get into that again. If you want to watch my previous video, go ahead. Their intro has PlayStation Originals. What other franchise had that, if you remember? The Ratchet and Clank movie. So Sly Cooper is now part of this library. PlayStation Originals. That we can all agree on right now. Everything since the show Powers, which aired on March 2015, which falls into PlayStation Originals. It was canned after 2 seasons. And talking about Technicolor, they now have Sly on the front page of their main website where it says more info. It wasn't like that before. So guys, for those of you saying, oh, it's on the back burner again, no, it doesn't seem like it. And by the way, someone tweeted me this, hey, Technicolor updated their profile picture on YouTube, and there's Sly right there. If it were to be put on pause again, why bother including Sly in their avatar? It's still happening, guys. I know, it's dry season. That's always the case with Sly Cooper, right? Hopefully soon we can surpass that, right? Now, I did talk about the pilot in the past. Since I'm talking about the potential news right now, do not expect the pilot, which I assume will happen, to air this summer. It's too early. Alpha Fox Warfare. This user I did mention in the past. Take this as a rumor, by the way, no confirmation. He posted this when the pilots will happen for particular shows. I did reply to him and go like, could this maybe be Sly Cooper? He said no. I know this is not confirmation, but I do believe him. I believe the pilot will not happen this summer. So don't go jumping in the comments, this dude making videos as if he knows facts, he's just going over tweets. I told you, take this as a rumor. But when it comes to any sort of news, I do expect some new ones very soon. Not necessarily at E3, which is happening on June 11th, the Sony showcase. But I mean this summer. It could be in July. Oh, and about Sony, the publisher will not be holding a traditional press conference where you have this representative, for example, Sean Layden, who comes up on stage, and then we have multiple trailers. It's not gonna be like that this time. There will be a live audience, but the way the show will be handled, it's gonna focus on just a handful of projects we are already aware of. Death Stranding, Ghost of Tsushima by ex-Sly developers, Sucker Punch, Spider-Man by Insomniac Games, and Last of Us Part 2 by Naughty Dog. Sony said there will be no hardware announcements. For those of you thinking, oh, I believe Sly Sly 5 is going to be like a launch title for the PS5. No. The PS5 is... Let's not talk about that right now. However, there will be third-party titles announced. Just today, by the way, we got more info. Sony will announce some titles this week, up until the showcase on Monday. And don't get your hopes up. Here's the list. But there will be more at E3. Both games we know already, and third-party titles. Sanzaru Games could fall into that category. They are working on a secret project right now. Another thing, President at Sony Interactive Entertainment, Kodera, explained this. Beefing up first-party titles wouldn't just mean more new IPs. Strategy includes franchising successful IPs and refreshing existing IPs. Refreshing, I think Sly can fall within that category. Two things, either the future of the games, or the show itself. That's a way of refreshing the IP, right? Another one, you can expect more exclusive titles for PlayStation platforms. Now, I've been watching some live streams from Kevin Miller, the voice actor of Sly Cooper. He's always been voicing Sly. He's been playing Sly 4 for these past few weeks, and by the way, his streams usually happen every Tuesday at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and many bring up the TV show within the live chat. He said time and time again he was not contacted. None of his colleagues, by the way. This includes Chris Murphy, voice of Murray, and Matt Olson, voice of Bentley. Two things out of this. Either he will not disclose, despite him saying, hey, if I am the voice actor, I will mention it on Twitter, probably due to legal reasons, he was told to be kept quiet. Or he just hasn't been contacted yet. You know, the most obvious reason, I guess. So what does this mean for the pilot? It's been a year almost. The show was announced back in June 14th, 2017. I think it is about time we get an update. And by update, I mean a trailer. But, a trailer, listen carefully, would mean no Kevin Miller, no Matt Olson, nor Chris Murphy. If we go with what I just said, none of them have been contacted, they're not going to be the voices in the trailer. Back in January 2018, the script we found out was at 5 stars. The show was presented behind closed doors, this event where they pitched to networks. Sly Cooper was the 11th most watched show, if you remember, out of a list of top 20. I believe a network has been picked, and they're working on the trailer currently. And some fans mentioned this to me. Sonic Boom, a show produced by the same studio, by the way, the trailer was released 1 year after its announcement. Same team, guys, okay? Sonic Boom's first trailer was back in February 2014. I remember seeing that trailer, and the show was announced back in October 2013. Okay, we got the trailer a few months later, but you get the point. If a trailer is planned to be revealed, either this week or at E3 or later on, we got placeholder / temporary voice actors or permanent new voice actors. I hope that is not the case. The movie is one thing, okay, but a TV show is different. If they don't recast the originals, I'll just be confused as heck, cause why would they recast the whole team, right? Carmelita we can understand, but Sly, Murray, and Bentley, why? Now, does this happen usually? Is this a common thing when it comes to pilot episodes, compared to episode 1 of season 1? I'm not too familiar with this, alright? But as for TV roles, sitcoms or whatever, recasting happens. But as for animated TV shows, I am not too sure. The perfect person, I think, who would answer this question is CEO Brad Foxhoven, which I haven't done yet. Maybe I might, or maybe you might, but the point is, isn't the whole point of a pilot to grab people's attention to its fullest? This includes the story, the feel, the characters, and the voice actors themselves. Now, don't get me wrong, pilot episodes compared to the actual first episode of season 1 can be very different. Like the feel, the settings, you get it. But as for the voice actors, changing them, what would you say? Oh, and by the way, Skylanders. Although it's a different company, let's use it as another example, okay? It was first announced back in November 2015, and on October 2016, we got an actual trailer. So guys, it's been a year. I believe it's time we get a trailer, come on. But part of me is worried about the voice actors, okay? Like, I believe Kevin Miller, him saying I haven't been contacted yet. He could be hiding the actual truth, I'm not too sure, but, you know. Oh, by the way, who the heck is writing the show? Please, that is one thing I want to know. Oh, before I forget, Alpha Fox Warfare, yes, the same user sent me this. A list of going to be at E3 things by Sony Interactive Entertainment Europe. Now, some things in this list are now questionable, like that hardware part. Sony explained hardware will not be part of their showcase. As for the movies category, that's what caught my interest the most. What will fall within the movies category? This was a reply to a question back on January 20th. Every market around the world will be different based on the broadcaster. That we can all understand. Our goal is to give a broader update on series in the coming month or so. What did we get? Nothing. What did fans find? A new picture on Technicolor's main website. Looking at the words he used, broader update, E3 I think would be the perfect time to announce the show. Massive gaming show, a lot of people tune in, right? If you want to give us a broad update, I think it should be done at E3. It is a Sony IP we're dealing with at the end of the day, although not AAA, I think it's time. But anywho, I think I've said enough, so as usual, do your stuff, mention anything you want in the comment section below, and as always, I've been Vivi, and thank you so much for watching.